Oh yeah. Oh yes. How we doing, people? Which I'm proud on Saturday morning. Yesterday was Guy Fawkes Night, 5th of November, and yeah, I'm going to talk you through yesterday. It was a day. It was a lovely day. Look at all my bent knuckles. Look, it's all years, too many years of hard work. What thanks do you get? Eh? Angie Davis. All right, Angie, how you going, sweetheart? I bumped into some lovely people yesterday. I really did. We're going to be talking about heavy-handed TSG. Unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable. The TSG, my goodness, what a group of individuals they are. My word. I think they own the streets. I think they own the country. They own it all. Because, you can't do this, you can't do that. Hang on a minute. It's Guy Fawkes Night. Can't let off rockets. No, not allowed to. One man there, Davy Swift, beautiful soul, ex-army, was arrested yesterday for having rockets that he wanted to let off go up in the air. And he got pounced upon, bent up like a pretzel. And they're out of control, this TSG. It is honestly like watching Nazi Germany. You know, anything to shut down our traditions and customs. You know, we've been letting off fireworks, especially in that place, for years. But, oh, no, you can't no more. No, you can't. No, we don't tolerate none of that. Who are they? Oh, well, you know, it might. I said to this one cop, I said, why are you doing that? Well, you know, it might hurt someone. If my auntie had bollocks, she'd be my uncle. Might and may and did two different things. I said, who's going to just let them straight off up in the air? You know, what damage is that going to cause to anybody? Nothing, no damage. But no, we own the streets. So the police and the TSG, their vans on the side of the TSG, they've got territorial support group. That's military. Remember, no standing army. No standing army on our streets. Remember that. Remember, that's in our constitution. No standing army. That's what the TSG are. They're a standing army. My goodness. I wouldn't mind betting they are military. I wouldn't mind betting that the TSG, the vans, the people that come out in them vans are army. I'll bet you any money you like. A lot of them could be army, you know. I reckon they are. Lee Bishop. All right, Squire, how you doing? Oh, I met lovely people up there yesterday. Jason, we had a nice cuddle up there near Churchill. What a lovely dude. What an absolute lovely dude. Sarah Penton Stewart. What a lovely, lovely woman. Sarah Harvey, I'm staying off social media for a bit of soul destroying what's going on. It's unbelievable. You know, we've been letting fireworks off over Parliament since the event itself, since Guy Fawkes went in there with honest intention to try and, you know, maybe blow it up in St Mary's Undercroft. But no, you can't, no. And the police say, oh, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I'm like, hang on a minute. I said to this copper yesterday, this TSC bloke, I said, we own this park, we own this streets, you work for us. What are you playing at? Oh, no. I'm telling you, they're animals. But yeah, I do believe the TSG. I said, you've all got to look at yourself in the mirrors. He didn't really know what to say to me, this old boy. He didn't. And my mate Mikey Pooh, he called this woman cop a love. And she went, oh, I don't like being called love. That's offensive. And he went, well, listen, I'm 70 years old. He said, I've been calling women love all my life. Do you think I'm going to change just because you little pipsqueak tell me that I can't call you love? He said, you got to get over all this stuff. Oh, no, you're so offensive. You've offended me. My goodness. What a nation we are. It drives me mad. It really does. So, yeah, Swifty got took off, bent up like a pretzel. There was someone there yesterday that got pushed over by the TSG and has now got a broken coccyx. Do you know that? Do you know how painful I'm in touch with? I'm very lucky. Not only am I a walking miracle, I've never worn a mask, I've never sanitized, I've never had the jibber jabbers, but I've also never broken a bone. Now, I know you should never tempt fate and tell the devil your plans, but that's just how it is. But being pushed over backwards, you know, guys, to be pushed over backwards You've only got to fall over, hit your head on the curb, hit your and you're dead. But these police seem to think it's okay. Or are they police? Are they? Who are the police anyway? Exercising all this violence and telling us how to live and how to be. When I had a copper stood in here on his own about 18 months ago, PC, I can't think what his name was. PC, police cunt fucking stable. I can't think what his name was now. But he's telling me in my own home how, well, he said, you're not being, and I was like, oh, you're giving me a life lecture? Are you telling me? I said, what are you working for anyway? The Nazi party? I said, you don't get to come into my house and tell me what I can and can't say. You don't know what I'm saying? Fuck off. That's what I told him. And he just stood there and rolled his eyes. His eyes went round his head. Mate, I'm telling you, we've got the Spetsnaz, we've got the Einsatzen group in this country now. They come into your homes, they stand there, and they're just waiting. I mean, I guarantee you, this one copper that was in my house 18 months ago, if I'd have said something or done something, he would have beat the shit out of me in my own home. I guarantee you, if I pushed him, right, which is scandalous to even think about, this motherfucker would have beaten me. I guarantee you, if I'd have gone to say to the bailiff, like, come on, get out of my fucking house, but I guarantee you, I would have been beaten up in my own house, and I guarantee it would all been covered. Oh no, you assaulted the constable, bollocks. I'm sick of these people. I'm sick of these. I'm sick of them. Met two beautiful, beautiful Sikh men yesterday out there, Jazz and his mate. His mate feeds a lot of the homeless and that up around Birmingham, and a big shout out to the Sikh community, mate. They're beautiful, beautiful people. The things the Sikh community does and comes together and helps people, they do care about people. The Sikh people do. I think they do. They love looking after people. They always want to give something back. I like that. I like their energy. I like their ethos. I like their universal understanding of things. The Sikh, I've never, ever met a bad Sikh. Never. Always been very, we come round for a meal. And they're beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. But yesterday, there was something going off up in Trafalgar Square. The reason why I went yesterday, I met out with a beautiful Alan Merritt, and we went for some pie mash in Tower Bridge Road, which was absolutely fabulous in Manze's, and we had a beautiful, beautiful time. And then, when me and Mike was walking home, we had a few beers, and then we got the train home. I got home about 10:30. And that's the reason why I went yesterday, to see my mates and to have a nice time. I don't go all this protesting stuff. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it's a load of baloney. It just don't work. What is nice is seeing people. Don't get me wrong. It's lovely hugging a few people. Sarah Penton Stewart, what a lovely cuddle she gave me yesterday. And what a beautiful soul. That's the thing. There's some really beautiful souls. Really, really are. But, when these police, there was one copper, right? He was TSG. He had the big full motorbike helmet on. These motorbike helmets, they look like cocks, don't they? Look like little noddy dolls. He's got his visor up and he's walking down past the road. Now, I swear to God, this geezer was on something, because his face, he just didn't look right. He looked like he was under some kind of spell. I'm not joking. This man looked like he was being mind controlled. I mean, proper mind controlled. There was something going on in this geezer that I reckon if he'd have stopped and I'd have wiped my hands in front of his face like this, like a Paul Daniels, I don't think he would have seen me. And I think if anyone would have got in his way, his utter motive was destruction. He looked like just a maniac. He looked like a crazy man. And this guy's in uniform. All these other mates coming up behind him, following him like the Flintstones, they didn't seem too bad. But this one in front, he looked like he wanted a beef. He looked like he was going to go and smash some skulls. And the thing is, what happens to these people in the TSG? Who are they? Why have we allowed these people to come together as they are and to beat? I mean, listen, when the TSG come in, this territorial support group, which I think is army based, when they come in and they're given an order through their earphones, through their 5G radios, to go in and smash the granny out of whoever, whoever, you could have been 101 years old yesterday, right? You could have been in a wheelchair, and if they would have been given the order and you'd been in the way, they would have smashed the granny out of you. I don't like that. I think that's really dangerous. Really dangerous. And the thing is, no one's paying attention to this Spetsnaz, Einsatzgruppen group of people. They seem to think it's all right that the TSG can just go around and smack. Do you know, when I was at one of the rallies earlier on in this, oh, and by the way, I am now starting to run with Insulate Britain because after yesterday, it's freezing. I mean, I want to stay warm. That's just how it is. So I might get on the phone. I might order myself some Gorilla Glue and I might go and start super gluing myself to the tarmac up at Downing Street. It's got to be a good thing. If you go to these things, what I want to say to you is don't offer yourself up as a cheap token, right? Now, I can get pulled into an emotive situation quite easily. When the police arrested Swifty and it was all kicking off, I can feel myself being pulled in and I have to pull myself away. I'm not averse to getting arrested, but it's got to be justifiable. The cause of me getting arrested has got to be a worthwhile thing. It's got to be worthwhile. There was a couple of little old dears yesterday in the middle of the road and they stopped a bus. It's outside Downing Street and two coppers come up. And I heard one of the coppers say, if you don't move out of the road, I'm going to have to arrest you. And you know what? They're going to take you down the cells. They're going to give you the anal beads. You're going to get the truth serum. Uncle Buck from the Fockers is going to try and bring the truth out of you. They give you some mind-bending, crazy shit in them police stations up at Westminster. Let me tell you, they got hold of one of my mates about 18 months ago. They took him in, and this copper come into the cell, right? But what the copper didn't realise, he was doing him a favour in a way. But he told him to eat this like little piece of paper, whatever it was. And my mate went, no, I ain't having it. He said, well, if you don't eat it, I'm going to force it on you. These are the fucking people we have running these establishments. I'm going to force you to eat it. Basically, I'm going to open your mouth. I'm going to stand on your fucking head and I'm going to wait for you to swallow this bastard piece of stuff, right? And I'm sorry, my language is a bit thingy at times, but I don't care. Their actions are far worse than mine. But the thing is, they forced him to have this stuff, but it was a mind-bending psychotriptic effect. And he said everything, all of a sudden the cell turned into a little river, he said, and blah, blah, blah. And they threw him out on the street at 2 a.m. in the snow, right? And if he hadn't have had the mindful way to get himself home, he said in a week before they did that, they threw someone out of the cell like that and he froze to death overnight. And this geezer was found dead on the floor. And the police said, no, we don't know about that. No, we don't know nothing about that. No, we don't know. We never had that man in here. An individual a week before died because the police had drugged him, thrown him outside, and he froze to death. Fucking hell, mate. Listen, guys, I'm not being funny, right? If the system was sweet and if the police were at the rule of law and they were doing, they was actually serving and protecting, you'd never see me come on here and do videos. You'd never see me slagging off. When have you ever heard me slag off a fireman? When have you ever heard me slag off a nurse? When have you ever heard me say, fuck the fire brigade? You're just never, ever going to hear that out of my mouth. But I don't know how. I really genuinely don't know how that we, the people of this country, have allowed the police to become so unruly and so Nazified. That, mate, I'm telling you, when they can force you to do something against your God-given will, you ain't living in a free country. You're not living in a very prosperous country, anyway. I'm so glad I live in a quiet seaside town now, says Sarah Harvey. God bless you, mate. Hugh Macbeth. All right, gorgeous. Nice to see you. Dave, yeah, I respect the Sikhs more. Human, everything just went backwards. The cops nowadays. Oh, my God. Yeah, yesterday, honestly, them police. I was chatting with one of them after. I said, mate, I said, I don't know. I said, why? How can you do the things you do? Why do you just bash people over here? Why do you spill guts and blood everywhere? And you don't even bat an eyelid. You don't show no remorse. You don't show no empathy. I said, were you a robot or something? I said, what's that all about? I said, surely you go home, you got families and stuff. And he said, well, yeah. I said, you cosh people over the edge. You beat them up. You bend them like pretzels. You push them over. You break their coccyx, and you don't show no emotion. What is up with you people? Anyway, I could see him look at me at some point. I touched him. I can tell that copper today will remember the conversation we had. I'm telling you, he really will. Jesus Jones, they're worse than psychopaths. Mate, this one copper, I guarantee you, right? He's walked down the road in Parliament Square. He's the leader of the pack, right? And he looked off his nut. His eyes and his face, he looked like he was out of fucking Braveheart. He looked like he was going into some bloody battle thing with a claymore and all that, and he was going to chop someone's head off. And I said to everyone, I said, look at that geezer's face. He's fucking gone. You could see he was just like a blank canvas. And I'm guaranteeing you, with their earpieces or whatever's come out there, and if that over that radio and they'd have said to him, right, go in and see that one, go and grab him, kill him, I guarantee you he would have. He was not in control of his own self. He lost it. He's one of these TSG, but man, they're scary bastards. Scary. So don't go to Guy Fawkes night anymore, ladies and gentlemen, up at Parliament, because you won't be allowed to have any fireworks. You're not allowed. Oh, well, that rocket could have gone off and hurt someone. Well, if my auntie had bollocks, it'd be my uncle. If the cat fell out in the middle of the road and it got run over, it might have run off. There's no crime unless something. And I said to this couple, there's no crime until something's happened. All this preemptive stuff is 1984. Are you George Orwell? Where the fuck? I said the rocket was going to go straight up in the air. Well, it probably would never have hurt anyone, but we'd have all had a nice time because we've come here to see some fireworks, to celebrate the fact that the last man that went into that place with honest intentions was Guy Fawkes. Generally, he was. I think he was. Kim Greenaway, how you doing, darling? Nice to see you, doll. Listen, we've got to get. I genuinely believe all this protesting and stuff, like these two little old dears. They was outside Downing Street. They're in the middle of the road. They've stopped a bus. I don't know how old they were. They were tiny little frail. And these two coppers were going, right, come on, ladies, if you don't move out the road, we're going to have to arrest you and all that. And I went up to them, and they were steadfast. They were like, no, I don't care. So I walked up to these two ladies. I put my arms around and said, ladies, if you're going to get arrested, make it worthwhile. Make it worthwhile when we're taking the gates off of Downing Street. It's worth getting arrested for that. I said, but this... don't offer yourself up as a cheap token to these dark people. And they both looked at me and they went, yeah, I'm having that. And I said, come on, let's go over on the sidewalk. Come and live to fight another day. You don't want to go into their cells. They might insert the anal beads into you. You don't want that, do you? Anyway, they come away and the police left them alone. Mate, they're unbelievable, the old bill. And it's all to keep the commerce going, all to keep the wheels of commerce rolling. Oh, yeah, you best believe. You can't stop that. No, money makes the world go round, let me tell you. So we've now got people that are doing things they're watching the Hornsey Wood Academy on YouTube. They're now doing their limited companies. They're doing their deed polls. They're getting their names into the empty box on their birth certificate. So they're then taking control of the estate, so no one else in government can own and run that slave paper. You take back control of that slave paper yourself, and they are slave papers. Birth certificates are slave papers. If you can't see that, then maybe you need to get your head out of the sand and stop leaving your ass up in the air so you can get shagged, because that's exactly what's happening. When these police come round your house, if you think they're coming for a nice time, they're only coming to rape you. They're only coming to nick your stuff, to steal your property, to roll into your bank account and force you into situations. That's all they're there for now. They're not there for any decent things, to keep the peace anymore. They're not there for that. They give the illusion that they are, but they're not. They're only there to help bailiffs and all this and that. So the Hornsey Wood Academy is talking people through how to get into a position like an MP is, and to get private and to get secure so you can't be touched. And that's the way we've got to go. Because if we all did that, this country would change around tomorrow. And I genuinely believe it's all about using your brain nowadays. The brawn side of things. Look, I want my country back. I want the people to be happy again. That's what I want. I want to stop these bad bailiffs, these bad coppers. I mean, the amount of coppers being sent to prison every day for rape and pillaging and stealing and theft and drugs. Mate, listen, it's a nefarious, dark, dirty situation. It is. They are Gestapo. I make no mistake about it, Cayman. They are Gestapo. I witness the Gestapo whenever I go to London. There's Einsatzgruppen. They're German SS. They're outrageous. You know, you can't set a rocket off in Parliament Square no more. Not allowed. Not allowed. The old bill going to come and smash the granny out of you. But where are these TSG when people are gluing themselves to the road? Where are they? They're in it. Oh, we're going to have to move in there. They get most so polite. Would you like a jacket? Would you like a jacket? Are you chilly? Are you chilly? But anyone goes up that wants to stand up for their rights and tell the truth, mate, they're going to bash the granny out of you. And I'm telling you now, these people in the TSG, they got no morals. They got no, because they wouldn't be doing what they're doing otherwise. There's no way in this earth that I would ever accept an order coming through my earpiece or on my 5G radio telling me to go and bash the granny out of them people. I'd say to the people on the end of the phone giving the orders, you best come down here and you best smash the fucking granny out of them. I'm not your bitch. And that's what the police need to start doing to these big Freemason bosses, is turning around and telling them, you want to do that, you fucking come and do it. You have the balls and don't be such a coward. All these Freemasons, right, that shout these orders from these police central towers, you're cowards. You're all fucking cowards because you ain't got the balls to do it yourself. That makes you a coward. If you want to be a dictator, you come down, you fucking be a dictator. But when you're hiding behind offices and big steel buildings and you're shouting and barking your orders down the phone and you're getting good men and women in uniform that you're paying to bash people up, you're a fucking coward. That's what you are. And if I knew who you were and where you lived, you'd be getting a white feather in the post, you bunch of cowards. You are. You're a bunch of cowards. All you big Freemason bosses shouting out your orders, I'm worthier than them, my shit don't stink. You're all cowards. They're all cowards. That's exactly what they are. Kim Greenaway, lovely to see you, Don. How's that gorgeous husband of yours? Is he doing all right? These two Sikh guys yesterday, they were lovely. I tell you, I do love the Sikhs. I think the Sikhs, I know many Sikhs, and they're just so nice. So nice. So wanting just to see goodness, man. Oh, they're good business people, don't get me wrong. Most Sikhs are. They really do. He's fabulous. He's here listening. Is he all right, Leslie? Nice to see you, son. Hope you've had your bowl of cereal this morning. You're keeping it real. We're going up to the courts later in the month and all. 22nd, 20 something or other of November. We're going up. We're giving all our files, and hopefully the outcome of that will be that I'm out of their system, and that's it. I'll be seen as the living man in the world. And then old Queenie's going to become responsible for the fictitious person that she made, that she fraudulently made me have when I was a kid, the birth certificate. So I'll tell you what, right? If there's one thing I would get rid of in this country is wherever that office is, where they keep all the birth certificates, the satanic cult, I would take a massive big industrial fucking paper shredder and I would shred the fucking lot. I really would. Will you stop barking? What are you barking at? Oh, you've seen a pheasant. Oh, look, ladies and gentlemen, there's a pheasant in the garden. Here we go. My missus see a deer out there last night. Can you see the pheasant? Here we go. Look, watcha. See him? My dog's got, right, look, she's TSG, my dog. She's got, what is it, Vixen? Is it a pheasant? Oh, she's got her eye on that. Can you see the pheasant? He's moving around. He's just about there. You can see him. Yeah. Definition Devil, Junior Legal Counsel worker for a leader. My goodness. Oh, my mate Chrissy Morris over in Malden and District Council. Been standing his ground at the council meetings, and he only wants to get a few questions over and they won't let him. And they're mostly bigots that work in Malden District Borough Council, and I would say that runs through most of the country. But anyway, Chris has made national news, isn't he? He's now on the BBC and the ITV, and everyone in the country can see what he's trying to do. God bless him. Way to go, bro. Chrissy Morris, the bald-headed, solar panel for a sex machine. What a dude. Fair play to you, mate. Bashing the people who pay your wages is not a good idea. No, it's not. Talking to deers, my missus looked out the bedroom window yesterday, and in the field, she see a deer, a little red deer, beautiful. Oh, lovely. So I said, did you not put it in the freezer? She went, oh, you stop it. I'm only teasing, by the way. Don't get too excited. Saw that £300 for a barrister. Oh, my goodness, £300 for a barrister. Well, the league, the judges and all that, and the legal system. I used to hear on the news all the time. Oh, the Brits, they've got the best system in the world, the best law system in the world. Well, they have, if you can pay for it. Oh yeah, they have. Oh yeah, you can have the best QC, you can have the best solicitor, best barrister. Are you kidding me? But man, that's coming at some dang price. Let me tell you. Oh yeah, you know, before you know it, you're into the quadrillions. And where are you going to pay? Sorry, I thought our justice system was free. I thought you got that from just see. Here's the thing, right? If the people of a nation are going to get taxed their asses off, and they're going to have these thing called income taxes and all that. I mean, I don't file any income tax returns. I haven't for fucking years, and I never will again. Why? Because the system's demonic. If the system wasn't demonic, I'd crack on in it, because I kind of get that, you know, we're all in it kind of together, and we've got to provide for the disabled people and the people that can't work and all that. Yeah, I get that. I do get that. But this has gone too far, and I decided many years ago that was it. I just weren't going to play no more. I started to say no. So when Inland Revenue was writing to me, and I'd write back saying no, I'm not participating no more. Oh, well, we're going to fine you. We're going to do that. No, you're not. I'm not tolerating your shit no more. I don't work for you. You work for me. I don't work for you people. I don't work for government. I don't work for the police. I don't work for nothing. They work for me, right? Apparently. Why do you have a dog and bite yourself? I don't get it. So I said, no, I'm not having it. So I don't. But, you know, general taxation, whatever it is, that should cover everything. You know, you should be able to just walk into a court and go, oh, here's sausage. I was walking across the road and I got punched, this, that, the other. And, all right, okay, let's sort it out. Drag the other party in, and then you. But no, how are you paying today? One of my mates quite a few years ago is an electrician, and he was in a court in Sevenoaks. Well, I don't know if it's Sevenoaks anymore, because a lot of trees blew down there in the 80s, but I still think it's called Sevenoaks. So he's in this court, and my mate, who's an ex-copper, took him down there. And all the judge was interested in, because he's a defender of the bond, is money. And at the outcome of it, he said, oh, we fine you £7,000. And my mate's like, oh, fucking hell's bells. And do you know what the judge said before my mate walked out? How much can you pay today? How much can you pay today? Oh, I thought we was here for justice. I didn't realise this was a banking sector. I didn't realise that you was a bank manager. What are you doing putting your hand in my pocket, you dirty motherfucker? Judges putting your hand. Well, hang on a minute. That's argumentum et baculum, isn't it? This is the rule of the rod. Who are you people to put your hand in my pocket? You work for me. You're the trustee. You're supposed to be the public trustee. You're not supposed to be the boss. Freemasonry again. They're dirty people. No, a few Freemasons. And I must admit, they're all right. I know 4 or 5. But at the end of the day, the more I look into this Freemason cult, it is satanic. They're working for Satan. It's a satanic cult. It's a cover for Satanism. It's got to be. My goodness. Remember, in their system, it says, let he who be deceived be deceived. But in God's law, it says, deceive no man. So that we've got a conflict of interest here, right? Money talks. I don't have any. I paid into the system for years, but there ain't there for the common man. Well, that's the trouble, isn't it? So, you know, I wish I could say more about this treasury thing and that, but I want to keep that a bit tight-lipped, so I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But there are ways and means in which we can get access to this and that, and I'm going to be trying to do that myself in the next few months, because, you know, when I look at life and I think, you know, we've come into the world, the system should be there to support us and bolster us. Like, if I run this system, if I was a judge or anything like that, I wouldn't see any harm come to anybody, because I would want to see and maintain the spirit in them. I want to make sure that people are smiling, people are happy, people that are getting on. I can't stand seeing all this depression, all this manic depressiveness, all this, oh, I'm going to take my life, I can't stand it here anymore. That's the system doing it to you. That's these social workers doing it to you. That's this Nazi glorified system that they operate. They will do anything to ruin you. If you think they're there to bolster you, if you think they're there to support you, you're barking up the wrong tree. Their only interest is protecting the banking sector. Their only interest is about making money and having you under the cosh. Because when they've got you under the cosh through the financial system, that's the slavery right there. Don't get me wrong. We all seem to think money's all right, but it's not. It's a demon. It's only there to control us. That's all it is, you know. You can't do this. You can't go there. You can't get an aeroplane there unless you've had the jibber jabbers. You can't You just can't do it. Well, hang on. When did flying all of a sudden come with big terms and conditions? When did going into an hospital? You know, they've just left this guy, Bernard Shaw, who's having a stroke, who's in the hospital sat in a chair with a slunk back seat covered with a little tiny incy wincy blanket. They've left him for 9 hours while the old boy is having a stroke. No one cares. Nurses walk past. Oh, I'm sure he's all right. Fucking hell. And there's a woman sat next to him with a mask on, playing on her mobile phone. 2 seats up from poor old Bernard. You know, did she check? You all right, mate? You all right? I can remember being in hospital a few years ago, back in the year 2000, Pulp. And there was a woman laying next to me in a bed with a screen man. She's going, oh, I need a commode. And I'm like, it's about 12:30, 1 in the morning. And there was a little reflective light vent, and I could see her, and she was in agony. You know, she needed, when you got to go. So I gets out of bed. I walks over to the nurse and went, excuse me, there's a woman there screaming out. She went, oh, we're busy. Well, you don't fucking look busy. There's 5-year-olds sitting chatting. What the fuck? So I said, where are these commodes? I wheeled one into the old bird. I went in there. I went, here, love. I said, I can't. I'm not going to help you. I said, because, you know, but maybe one of the nurses had come. I said, but if you can manage to get out of your bed. And she did. She got out of bed on her own. She struggled out of bed. Alter. And I'm just like, fucking hell, what's the matter with these people? What's the matter with these people? You know, too busy texting, too busy on the phone. Oh, I'm checking my fella out for when I get home. No, fuck that. Your job is to care and look. Oh, I can't go to an hospital now. I feel like an outcast. You know, I can just quite imagine how the Jews must have felt. You know, the travelling Jews had to wear a certain colour on their sleeve. The ordinary Jews had to wear a gold star, and the men had to wear a fucking black armband. That's how I feel in my country. Now, if I go to an hospital today for whatever, and they say put a mask on, no, I ain't interested. No. Oh, have you had your jibber jabber? No. Oh, well, we ain't treating you. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? What the fuck? That's just outrageous. Judge not lest you be judged, right? But we shouldn't be like that, Kim. We shouldn't have to. And I feel the same as you, mate. You know, I would not. But now all these doctors and nurses, they're losing their jobs. They're all clapping, all doing their TikTok videos. They're all having it large, weren't they, last year? And I got to a point, you know, why are all these nurses doing all these TikTok videos? Very highly choreographed as well. I mean, it looked like a fucking Steps video. You remember Steps, the little group? There's a great choreography in there. Little bit getting down the bin and it's on the side, you know. And I'm thinking these people are all look at them choreographing all that. We had the police in Jersey doing a choreographed video from a fucking from the edge of a cliff top near the sea. I'm thinking, what's going on here? What's going on? But now a lot of these people are now losing their jobs because they won't have this and that, and now they're being sacked. So, you know, irony, the ironic side of this is unbelievable. So many coppers now in America, they've stood down. No, we're not having this stuff. We don't want the jibber jabber. We're not having it. Now they're losing their jobs. They're on suspension. It's, you know, there is a real big, there's a fight going on. It's a war. You know, the health department, if I catch my willy in a mangle and they cut the mangle out and take me to hospital, there should not be a nurse or a doctor in that place that's going to judge me. I've all told you the story about Uncle Jerry when he was drilling an hole in the bottom of a milk bowl to get it out of a man's bottom hole because he'd come out the shower, slipped on a banana skin, done 2.5 with pipe, and just by some strange miracle, this milk bowl decided to enter his posterior. And that's the version of events he gave the staff. And I went, oh, that sounds feasible. So yeah, I'm feeling that. You know, everyone has the banana skin outside their shower when they get out the shower out the bath. Of course they do. And there's always that milk bottle sitting in that corner. But not one of them judged the dude. Not one of them. They might have gone home and laughed later on. And, you know, Jerry's told the story for years, you know. But at the end of the day, they got the bottle out because that's what they chose to do. They chose to care. Now, have you got a no, we can't serve you. No room at the inn for you. Fucking hell. Who's running this country? The Nazis. Yeah, he did. Yeah, the guy come out. He did. He told this beautiful story as he's bent over on all fours on this couch, and this milk bottle's firmly wedged in his arsehole. And he's and Jerry's there, the maintenance man, with his little hand drill, drilling a little hole into the bottom of this bottle to let the air in, so they can pull it out because it's sucked in with. You know what suction's like, ladies and gentlemen. Suction's a terror. When suction gets hold of you, you're away. You can't, sometimes put two panes of glass together, a bit of water in the middle. Do you try and get them apart? That's what happened with this milk bottle. It's gone straight into this man's bottom hole, and they can't get it out. They've tried, they've used forceps. They ain't coming. No, unless his kidneys are coming along the way for the ride. Get Jerry on the blower. Maintenance, Jerry, yeah. We got one for you, son. We need you. Because Jerry was always cutting rings off willies and you'd be surprised. His little hacksaw blades were, the finest in town, and he had the most steadiest of hands. He's still alive, by the way, Jerry. But he did. He had to go and drill a hole in the bottom of a milk bottle to get it out of this man's posterior. But like I say, no one judged him. The NHS never refused him. They just did what they had to do. They got it out. They sent him home. And the man lived to fight another day, instead of having to go to work for Cowangate. That's the point. But now, unless you're a box ticker, they're more interested in box ticking in the hospitals now. Oh, have you had your thingy? No. And this, when you go into hospital and they put the bands round your wrist with your name and a number on it, I'm like, I despise that. I mean, I know who the fuck I am, and they've got to ask me who I am. And there is a downside to that. I could go into an operation and come out with a pair of tits, couldn't I, if I weren't identifiable? But even so, I'd probably enjoy them. But yeah, you can't go into hospital now. No, unless you meet their criteria. And then what next? When you ain't had the jabs, when you ain't had the mask, and you won't sanitize, what's the next crazy control mechanism they're going to bring in? You've got to take your own hankies in. Have you got to take your own underpants in? I mean, why are we a nation of box tickers? Why don't the NHS just have their doors wide open, and whoever needs to go in for treatment gets the fucking treatment? Fuck the box ticking. What's I don't get it. But I can't go to hospital now. If I go to hospital today, there's going to be a massive raucous. There's going to be some right old set to, you can't let him in. He ain't had this and that. I thought I was entitled to my own rights and freedoms. I didn't realise I had to be in this we're all in it together, bollocks. Because we ain't all in it together, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, we are not all in it together. Make no mistake about it. Darren Bush, no! All right, son. Once upon a time, nurses had to wear uniforms. They were my mate Sarah, she got me a little bit teased up. A few boys who were telling some stories. She said, "Well, I only used to wear suspenders when I was at work in my nurse's uniform, and all of us boys were sat there, we like in a little trance." And she said, "Well, if we didn't have stockings, we used to draw pencil lines up the back of our legs, and that was like, oh, that sounds nice." Yeah, there was a few of the boys there. We were like, she was snake charming us yesterday. She was. It was quite fun. She's a lovely woman. Darren says, once upon a time, nurses had to wear uniforms. That's why I went off a tangent there. To wear perfectly laundered and worn correctly. Nowadays, nurses look like a bunch of slappers on a night out in Newcastle upon Tyne. Bosh, in the pig and whistle, no doubt. Also, in the past, there was a matron, who made damn sure everything was done correctly. Sadly, those days are long gone. Well, my Mrs.'s grandmother was a ward sister, and you didn't mess with her. It was proper. She was bang on, mate. I'm telling you, bang, bang, bang on. Sadly, no longer with us. But, we are. When I look at the coppers now, they don't look like police. They look like slappers. They do. They got these funny caps on. They all walk around with their hands in these lapels up here as if they got all the... Mate, they own the streets. The old Bill own your streets. They're now telling you where you can go, where you can stand. They're pushing me out of the way. You say, excuse me, fella, I've got to come through. I'm like, you fucking walk around me. Who the fuck are you pushing out of the way? They're animals, mate. They're animals. And they're doing this just to provoke a reaction. They have got all the gear. They want to fight. They love it. They love smashing people's heads in. Make no mistake about it. They love. But one of these David Icke things, when they had up at Trafalgar Square, it was quite interesting. A few months ago, back in the summer, before Insulate Britain come on the scene. And I'm going with Insulate Britain now, mate. You've got to keep warm. fucking, especially through winter. But one of the guys that was in the security tent, security geezers, he showed me he's got a bike helmet. And I went, well, you come up on your bike, fella? Well, you got a Kawasaki 1000 Ninja or something? He went, no. He said, when the old TSG come in, he said, we put these helmets on. He said, stops them smacking us over the head with their truncheons. I'm like, forward thinking, but mate, what a world are we living in when you've got to do shit like that in this beautiful country called England? I said to this copper yesterday, I said, the English are chickens. I said, you go to Downing, I said, you go to Trafalgar Square, what's on the pillars in the four corners? He said, lions. I said, yeah, not chickens, not deer, lions. I said, and we're starting to fucking roar again now. I said, you lot want to be careful. I said, because you are suppressing a fucking nation and you ain't got nowhere to run. When we decide we're going to turn up and take back our country, you're all going to be held accountable, just like the Nazis were, just following orders. Can't stand it. I can't stand this just following orders. Nurse, why aren't you treating that man with his sore willy? What? Oh, we ain't had that. Why is that? Well, I'm just following orders. My governor's told me I can't. Fuck off. Just treat the man. You know, don't take a chance on your boss and tell your boss, well, I like to treat him. He had blood coming out of his dinkle. You know, come on. All this order. What are you people working in the NHS and the old bill just following? Oh, my boss said I was allowed to smash him up. Don't matter about it. Yeah, I was just following the orders. Your people are bizarre. You're bizarre. You wouldn't see anyone in the fire brigade. You know the fire brigade have to learn the common law. You know that, don't you? You know the fire brigade have to learn the common law. They know. Fire brigade, most beautiful, beautiful men and women in this country. I'm very proud to say that I'm very proud to have a fire brigade like we have, and the beautiful men and women that put their lives on the line every single day to go out and try and save life and save property. And that's big respect to the fire service. Remember, not fire force. There's no fire force, but we have a police force. Why? Because they're cunts. Excuse my French, they are. I'm going to use these words. If it's too much for you on my channel, then my channel's really not for you. You know, I'm going to tell it how it is. I really don't care. And I don't care who comes in and views this. I don't care if you're in the old bill or MR5 or you're a plumber. You come and watch my channel. Watch my channel. That's up to you. You know, it's not mandatory. If you want to watch it, you watch it. If you don't, you don't. That's the free will of the world. You know, I quite like free will under God. I really do. Bud Presser, we know some protesters are actors. How many fake TSG are also actors? There you go, Bud. Yeah, but what are we living in when that shit goes on? A psyop. What are you living in? What sort of a country are you living in when psyops are going on? Nazi Germany. You're not living in a nice place. There was a woman. Me and my mate Mikey. We went. We walked along Whitehall. We found a little boozer. I'm a bit sore this morning. And we sat and had a few scoops, you know, a few pints of beer. And as these people were walking out, we've been chatting to them. And this little Jewish woman, Gillian, beautiful, beautiful woman. We swapped numbers. We're going to keep in touch. They run the Freedom Alliance in what part did she say they were? They're it'll come to me in a minute, but they're running a Freedom Alliance in some part of the country. And she was in the National Health Service, right? She was a psychoanalyst or a psychotherapist. It's only a tiny woman. And she left. She said, I can't put up with that bollocks, Dave. She said, I've just had to leave. And you got no idea the amount of people we talk to, because I talk to people everywhere I go, because I want to know what's going on, right? The amount of people that worked in these establishments that have sinned through this bullshit, that have decided to leave and go and do other jobs and just try and get on in their life a different way. Respect to them for not carrying on in the dogma, for saying, yeah, no, this is all going a bit Pete Tong. I'm off. I'm not going to put my energy and be part of this. I praise you. You're just wonderful people. When you've got the balls to just go into the valley of the shadow of death and not know what's coming and say, yeah, I'm not prepared to do this no more. I'm walking away. I'd rather eat dandelions. And fair play to you. Fair play. There's a lot of people that are in very compromising situations. You know, they think, oh, I'm going to lose my job. But many people now are saying, well, I don't honestly care whether I lose my job. You know, I really don't. And they're now walking away from this dystopia, and they're now seeing the truth and seeing the light. And this woman, little Gillian, she's on one. She's really, really on one. And the knowledge that she's come into in the last few months, what she was telling me, I was like, fair play. Fair play. So, you know, we're seeing cracks in the system. Look at Councillor, my mate, gorgeous Councillor Chrissy Morris now over at Malden and District Council. He's now made national news. The BBC and the ITV are very interested in his stance and the way he's standing. And may I encourage more and more of you, maybe, to go and get into that arena. Maybe go and stand as a councillor and get into the belly of the beast and start changing it from the inside, because you can. Why don't you do it? You know, we've got to start making the change. We've got to start making it beautiful again. We really have. Sarah Harvey, I quit the National Health years ago for the reasons I can't say. Bless your heart, mate. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. God bless you for that. Good morning, Aurora Storm. Nice to see you. I'm not sure whether Kerry-Ann O'Neill was at this. I think she walked past me, but I wasn't sure whether it was her or not. I don't think it was, but it may have been. So if you watch this, Kelly, and it was you, I did see you, but I don't know if it was. Anyway, guys and girls, look, you know, yesterday always opens my eyes when I see these people in uniform just bashing and arresting willy-nilly for non-crimes. They turn up. Their job is their job. They can't wait to get involved, and they try and provoke all they can. They have little people in there that are agent provocateurs, fighting everybody up, and it's about time you all see that this goes on, you know. But it's sad. It's very, very, very sad and very Nazified when you live in a country where you've got these situations going on, like agent provocateurs and all that, because it's all deception. And I despise deception. I just want the truth. You know what happened yesterday? These couple of Sikh dudes, I was chatting with one of them. They're gorgeous. Jazz and his mate. I'm not sure what his mate's name was. But they can't tell a lie. Sikhs ain't allowed to lie. They can't lie. And just lovely people, man. I just did meet. I see some really lovely people yesterday. They will face their justice day. Let's hope so, Kim. Let's hope we can bring this back. Let's hope that we can bring this country back to some greatness. Get rid of all this abnormality. Let's get rid of all this control, these mechanisms. These people that work in councils they're demons. They're demons. It's just control. It's just control. Council tax, all this other stuff is just about controlling you. That's all it's about. It's not about anything else. It's not even about the money. It's about the control. It's about the control. That's all it is. Because they know that the money's got no value. They know that. They know that. But it's all about, you will do this, you will do that. You're under our thumb. You're under our spell. And we own you. And that's sad. I can't stand anybody in this country being owned. I can't stand the fact that ulterior motives and deception are being used to control people. I despise it with a passion. And I will, to the end of my life, carry on campaigning. But we've got to be brave, guys. And we've got to stand up. Because the minute we stand up, it all stops. And we need to come together. So please talk to your friends, your families. Get them all to come together. We need to go and get our country back. We need to get it back to the rule of law. I'm not advocating violence. I despise violence. I really, really do. Righteous justice, maybe that's a different thing. Who knows? Aurora Storm, I'm so disgusted with the nursing profession. I'm leaving. The RCN Union for Nurses has done 360-degree turn and literally thrown nurses under the bus by agreeing to force the Jabberwockery. What a beautiful word that is, Jabberwockery. Noisy tone. We come through Elephant and Castle yesterday, buddy, on the old bus. We was on there. So listen, Swifty, hope you got home all right, mate, and the old bill didn't bruise you up too much. And I'll see you all soon, because my mate Nigel's ringing and I'll best have a chat with him. See you soon. Take care, people.